So hey there, my name's Amy Harber. I'm going to take you through a very no makeup look right now. So for the purpose of time, I've already done a little prep on my face with some Ipkin BB cream and some NYX primer, which NYX primer is probably the closest that you can get to Smashbox for like half the price. Next, I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix. It's the best for on camera that I have found. Take a little bit of this. I like to apply it with a brush and then go over it with a beauty blender. So I like to dab, and then there's an actual kind of crosshatch effect that you can do that will give you an airbrushed appearance. So dab. I like to dab and then go diagonally this way, which feels weird when you're on the one side of your face. But then when you come back, you're going to go the opposite way. Don't forget your neck. And I like to take a beauty blender and go over it. Also cross hatching. So you get a nice kind of airbrushed effect without an airbrush. I like to take a little loose powder. Just a little to kind of set it. Now, most people like to do concealer first and bake it. I don't. I like to also use the MAC Studio Fix concealer because it works well with this. And then I take an actual foundation brush and kind of dab and blend and dab and blend and dab and blend. But then I am going to let it what's called bake while I do the rest of my face. So I'm supposed to look like I have no makeup. However, I have blonde hair, so I also have like no eyebrows. So I just take a little bit. I have a mini here. It's the Benefit Gimme Brow. Just lightly go over my eyebrows. Just very light, just enough to give them a little tint. And if you want to line up, you just do that. And that for your arch, and that for the end. I'm a little off there. It happens. There we go, just a little bit of color. I try to also keep things neat and put things away as I go so I don't have a whole big mess. Now, for no makeup look, you're going to want to stick to the matte eyeshadows. My favorites are the ones that you find in the MAC palette, like the holiday palette, like maybe this one and this one, which is probably what I'm going to use today. And that was just my makeup brushes falling into my sink because I have no counter space. Again, the holiday palette always has like a good matte. I'm not going to use that one, but that is a good matte. Ooh, another matte. Probably just use that to do a little bit of a line here. Surprisingly, Wet n Wild. Don't discredit the drugstore brands. This Wet n Wild has a very good matte, and you can you know, brighten your eyes up a little bit with that pink. I, however, am going to do the MAC. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of this dark brown and just ever so slightly line the corners there. Ever so slightly. Then, my makeup brushes are a mess. I apologize. They also probably need cleaned. I have way too many. Way too many. So it's always difficult to find the one I want. I have my favorites. So, and then I'm going to take, the problem with this though is there's glitter ones in here, so you always gotta blow them off. Oh, another one I like is What's the Tea by The Balm, which is actually what I'm gonna use here. Always blow on it so you don't get strays. Just use this here. Just enough to give a little bit of color in my eyeballs. Nudes are great. Especially very light browns. And then I'm going to take one of these kind of peachier ones and just give a little bit of, I'm pale, so I gotta, it's winter in Chicago, so I gotta give myself a little bit of color here in the crease area. Just a little to brighten. It's also going to make my blues pop a little bit. I got blue eyes. Just brighten a little. But I'm also gonna go over it with a much lighter, like an off-white nude, finally. Which would be this one. I'm just gonna do it with a very big shadow brush here. Very minimal. Very minimal. Just enough to give my eyes a little bit of a pop. Now, also, you don't want to give the appearance that you have a lot of mascara on either. Right now, actually though, I'm gonna take a little Prep and Prime, wet my blender, and this will pick up anything that shed. Just dab, 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 dab. Kevin Aquan, the late great makeup artist, never used beauty blenders, or very rarely used them. He frequently used his fingers as the greatest beauty blender. And he did masterpieces. If you ever have the chance to see his work where he turned Martha Stewart into the old Hollywood, like 30s Hollywood actress Veronica Lake, check it out. It's incredible. Anyway, now that that's done, I just curl so that they look longer naturally, and then just put a very light coat of mascara. My favorite is Bad Girl Bang. Just a very light coat. There we go. Very light. Another thing I don't do when I'm doing natural makeup is I don't do contour. I just let it be natural. One of my favorites is the Tarte Amazonian Clay in Parté. Just give yourself a little color on the apples. And then also, I don't do a lot of highlighter, I do a little, very little. I like this very natural, creamy one. I forget who it is by because it is worn off. But just right there on the cheekbone. Just a little pop. And then, of course, I'll just do lip balm. Look clear. And that is how I have a very non-makeup looking face in under 15 minutes. See you next time.